Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 3 as well, now the German Empire rather than Austria or Austria-Hungary. We are not fully German Empire yet. We've still got two territories of Prussia that we got to take over, as well as integrating Pomerania into our German Empire. However, we are, 98% of the way there, basically. Also wouldn't mind integrating Krakow, but that's not exactly a immediate need, per se. But yeah, we are basically, Grossdeutschland. So yeah, that's gonna be great for us. We are actually, managing to make a small amount of money. Granted, this is with very high taxes, but we are nonetheless still making some amount of money, even while doing construction, which is something that has generally not been an option for us in the past. So this is very good for us because it does mean that we will potentially be able to actually make a lot of money down the road once we sort out the economy a little bit more. It still has some stuff that needs to be worked on. We are also #1 in terms of great power status, which is always good for us. Quickly go through, see if we have anybody we can sell stuff to, and we have some people. The Swedes really love buying stuff from us, but I don't think we're really getting any real leverage. Oh, no, never mind, we are. We are actually getting a fair bit of leverage against them. Not weekly leverage, though, but we are still getting leverage, because I swear this was like negative 220 something previously, but it is now negative 59. So we are actually getting a fair bit out of this. Also, our looks like our power block has changed their colors for no particular reason. I don't care to try to fix it. I don't know why it happens. It really seems like whenever I form Germany, my power block always changes its color for some reason. So its color scheme is now, rather than being yellow and gold, or whatever that it was before, or yellow and gold, no, excuse me, black and gold, I believe it was. It is now blue and red. You basically can't see the logo, but it is still, in terms of map mode, still using the old color scheme for now. If I try to edit it, it will actually change to using the new colors, so just another reason for me to not bother editing it at all. But nonetheless, there we go. We are making some actual money, which is always great for us. Now we just need to finish integrating parts of northern Germany so that we can bring in more money, because we're not really bringing in much in terms of taxes for these places that are not integrated. Okay. See, Ludwig Welker, following an address where he condemned the Conservative Party, has begun to mobilize dedicated partisans to oppose it in the election. Well, screw you, buddy. This would improve the momentum of the Agrarian League, which is the rural folk, who I don't really care to support, while decreasing the momentum of the Conservative Party. Or I can just decrease the momentum of the Conservative Party, but I don't really want to do either of those, honestly, because I really don't want the Agrarian League getting in power, because I don't care for them. It's just really not the preferred option at all. But unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be the case that we have to deal with. At least for now. Oh, okay, homesteading is sort of getting rid of peasants. A bunch of people randomly improving their attitude towards us just because we declared an interest in Japan. Little bit weird, but okay. But okay, yeah, so homesteading gets rid of peasants and turns them into farmers. Or at least, I guess in theory, it's supposed to work that way. We'll just leave that be. We need to build up our industry in a lot of places. How much of our population is still peasants, out of curiosity? 45%. Well, 46, we'll just round up. To complete this journal entry, we need to get peasants to less than 35%. So, okay. Well, in that case, I think the question becomes, where are a lot of our peasants? And unfortunately, I don't think there's really a good way to check that, per se. Yeah, I guess population is probably the easiest-ish way. Bohemia looks like it's probably got the bulk of our peasants right now, with 885,000 peasants. Jesus Christ, why do you have so many fucking peasants here? That just... why? Seriously, why do you have so many damn peasants? 59% of your population is peasants. Holy crap. Okay. Okay, well, we need to find a way to make that cheaper. Or not make that cheaper, but decrease that. So, what do I need in terms of resources? That I can just build a shit ton of factories in Bohemia, because that's probably the main thing holding them back. Oh, well, looks like we could stand to have some more coal mines and steel mills. Steel is definitely a good one for us because, oh, well, we're not using it right now. Never mind. We're still on iron frame buildings. I forgot. Iron, admittedly, would still be useful as well, just not quite as much. Interesting, I'm not actually seeing iron on this list for some reason. Oh, it's okay, it's way down here. We actually have a slight surplus, which is fine. Okay, in Bohemia, I think we're going to go ahead and build up a handful of coal mines, because apparently we need them. You know what, I'll build a couple iron mines there as well. Why not? Both are useful. Oh, revolution in Scandinavia. Norwegian liberal revolt, which does not have any interest in allowing me to support them, so okay. I guess we won't. What's this? It has been revealed that, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because I'd butcher it. The Catholic Church has been having a secret affair with a member of the clergy. Oh. He's well liked. Let's see. He's a politician, but I don't think he's the leader of the Catholic Church, is he? Oh, no, he is. Never mind. Well, he's a Luddite. I'm not a big fan of some of his stances. I mean, either way, he's gonna actually, no. We're gonna force him to step down. We'll get a new person who... not sure if necessarily better. He's an ethno-nationalist. Okay. Yeah, that probably was not the best trade ever. National militia. No, no thanks. As foreign interference ought to be punished. Sure, the armed forces can join the anti-Russian League. That's fine with me. Did I read that wrong? Okay, so I can bring in the rural folk and the intelligentsia to get 29 legitimacy. That is the weirdest combination ever, in my opinion. What does that get us in terms of laws? Nothing I'm particularly interested in. I think we're going to keep the current, not quite winners of the election, apparently, in charge. Which actually I don't think is quite accurate, because this does look like it was the Conservative Party that won with 33% of the vote. The Agrarian League and Progress Party weren't too far behind. Free Conservative was ways down there. But I think we're going to keep the Conservative Party in charge. I would certainly not mind getting militarized police force, because that is fairly useful for getting rid of radicals. Or, well, not getting rid of, but for decreasing their growth. Big thing I would still love to get, as mentioned before, is public health insurance. I would love to weaken the industrialists. See if we can suppress them. Don't really care too much for the industrialists right now. They're kind of standing in the way of what I want to do. Anarchism. Game's gonna make me do this then, apparently, because our legitimacy has actually gone even further down. So, okay, fine, we'll put the rural folk and the intelligentsia in charge of the government. Industrialists have started complaining about the existence of substance farms in Hanover, stating that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. No, I agree. I agree. Do you really think Hanover has a lot of substance farms? Does it really? Game doesn't show it to me, does it? No, substance farms apparently don't actually get listed there, which I feel like is very weird. They probably should be. Oh, never mind. Okay, I guess it's just considered under the unused arable land category, which is 41 sustenance farms. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. Unfortunately, there's really not a lot of particularly good resources to build up here in Hanover, unfortunately. It's basically just building up a bunch of rye farms and livestock ranches, which I don't know if those are necessarily the best things to get. I suppose I can build a couple more livestock ranches and build up a few more rye farms. Pomerania has sided with Norway. Okay. Didn't realize you were allies with Norway. What? Okay, yeah, apparently you're allies with Norway. Okay. That's just still weird. We'll survive, but that is very weird to me. I'll reduce your subject payments because they don't really do much for me in terms of money. And, oh shit, we're losing a little bit of money, not a whole lot. We'll survive for now. Let's see, what do we want to do otherwise? I could exempt you from service. That'll allow you to freely decide for yourself if you wish to join me in diplomatic plays or not. Let's see. Our relations are already good enough that I can't do improved relations. It would cost me... well, I guess it's not too much. We can do bankroll. That'll help a little bit. Also, realistically, if I built up some stuff in your country, that would also help as well. I will build you the rest of your fishing wharves. And I'll build you a couple of livestock ranches as well, and rye farms. I have a use for them anyway. And you know what? I'll build you a railroad too. Yep, Great Britain is back to being wary of us, which is annoying. The reality is, if I probably broke my alliance with Russia and declared Russia a rival, we might be able to get Britain on side. Just don't know if I really want to do that necessarily. Okay, this makes... You guys really need more money. Holy crap. You're not willing to pay enough to hire people, apparently, is your issue. In East Prussia. My options are either to subsidize you. Although it's interesting that you're listing the average wage as $3.57, but then complaining about the laborers not being willing to accept a wage of $1.34 and machinists not accepting a wage of $2.01. You know what? Fuck it. I'll subsidize the military shipyards. I'll subsidize the military stuff anyway. You know what? It's important that those, you know, be full. Okay, you're not explaining why. Oh, your issue was wages as well. Of course it was. Wages. Actually, I don't know. You just say you failed to hire additional employees. Your wages. You just generally failed because reasons. No obvious explanation. Also, privatize more of this stuff. We don't necessarily need it to be under our purview. This will help us to decrease the amount of bureaucracy that we're using for this. now losing a shit ton of money. Which I'm admittedly not fully certain as to why that is. But we'll figure it out. Fraconia Metalworks is not doing good enough. We're going to disband that company and choose a different company. German Gold Ink. Yes, I want that free minting. Thank you very much. %5 is not a lot, but it is something. Who's using Man of Wars in our market? Realistically, nobody should be using them per se. Though I imagine it's probably the freaking Italians, isn't it? Probably. It's probably the Italians. Yeah, we're not a significant producer of it because we have absolutely zero reason to be producing it, because I personally have no use for them. But apparently the Italians have not gotten that memo, most likely, and are probably still using them. The game doesn't actually show me who's buying it though, unfortunately. Or rather, who's using them. I'll import some from the British and the Egyptians, bring those costs down, even though I don't care for them at all. Electric telegraph, wonderful. Need to build more of these. You know, I'm gonna split 2 of these frigates off into their own fleet. And you're gonna go and be the North German fleet with, let's see, Thomas von, no, we're gonna go with Otto von Helwig. Okay, and then I'm gonna build, let's say, about 5 more, I think. Ironclads at least. Bare minimum. Potentially do more. But we'll see on those down the road. Revolution. Oh shit. France is invading Britain. Okay, I didn't see that coming. What are you getting in that? Out of curiosity, if anything, France. You're gonna take the West Indies. Why the West Indies? I am admittedly confused as to why you want the West Indies so badly that you're gonna go to... Okay, sure, whatever. Spain wants a regime change in Van Diemen's... or... Damons? I don't know. Land, and then you just want war reps, which is probably gonna bring in quite a bit of money. Because presumably the British make a fair bit of money. However, I really think you guys probably should have done something like liberate Ireland. Just my opinion, that's what I would have probably gone with. I think that would have been much more useful. Especially because you could then potentially, you know, like ally Ireland and then use it as a staging point for subsequent wars against England or against Britain, to be able to push up into Scotland and then pretty quickly push down into London. That's literally what I would have done. I would have liberated Ireland just so that I have it as a staging area for future wars against Britain. But if France is able to invade Britain, I think we might actually have a shot. Once we build up our navy more, of course. Our navy is still a little bit too small for that to be a fully viable option. But over time, it will get better. Oh, yes. I wanted to do something like improve relations with Japan. 16k to bankroll Japan. Do I guarantee Japan's independence? I suppose it's a question of who their potential enemies would be. And realistically, I think Russia is probably about their only real competition. China's fractured. They realistically should have gone in and invaded. Well, okay, I guess that's why they haven't invaded Korea. Korea has a defensive pact with Russia. That would certainly explain things in that way. But they don't have those same hangups when it comes to invading as I was trying to say, they don't have those same hangups when it comes to invading most of the Chinese states here that broke up. They don't have major alliances. They should just be invading them. That's what I would do. If I was Japan in this scenario, I'd be invading these guys. Partly because Japan's an interesting country in this game, mostly because you can take the approach of we're just going to kind of play tall and do a lot of diplomacy and not really go out and conquer the world, but that's not necessarily the most interesting campaign, I imagine. And so it's just obvious that as Japan, you would go out and try to conquer China in Victoria. It's just the way it would work. So, I mean, with China fractured like this is a perfect opportunity for them, but Japan's just kind of sitting here twiddling their thumbs. Out of curiosity, Japan, what, if anything, do you need to buy? Oh, are you still isolationist or anything? No, you're not. Okay. So, no, I should be able to sell you stuff. Let's see, what's some stuff that you might be interested in buying? You have a shortage of tools. I will gladly sell you tools. And you have a shortage of coal. I will gladly sell you coal. And hardwood. And steel. I wish I could buy your gold, which I literally just saw here, but unfortunately there's no option to buy gold. Ooh, can I expand your gold mines? I don't think I can do that because I don't have any diplomatic say. I shouldn't be able to. Yeah, no, I can do it to Russia. Which may not necessarily be the worst idea ever. Thing is, I don't really get the benefits of it so much, at least not directly. But as I was saying, Japan. What's some other stuff you might be interested in buying from me? Your best friend, buddy old pal, Germany. Or anything that, you know, I might be interested in buying from you. Let's see, how does tea work in our market? Do we have sufficient tea in our market? Well, I can't find it. Which does not bode well. Yeah, I can't find it. You know what? So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and buy your tea, if you don't mind. Oh shit, can't find it again. There it is. Let me go ahead and import your tea. Thank you very much. I would not mind getting you in my... It'd be a bit weird, but I wouldn't mind getting you in my power block. Just kind of for the hell of it, more than anything else. Yeah, I can't really afford to bankroll you right now, so that's gonna have to wait. But at some point we'll do it. Medina and two Sicilies would in theory go to support Krakow. No, I'm not going to import any more men of wars. Okay, there we go. We're getting the plus 25% minting from the German gold ink. Just helping a fair bit. Out of curiosity, where can I find gold mines? If there's any good way to check that. I don't think there really is outside of going to the building and acting as if I wanted to build it. But that only really helps for places where I do have the option of building it, which is not necessarily what I want. I really wish there was a good way to check resources in states, but unfortunately that does not exist in Vicky 3. Because unfortunately this production in states map mode just shows the bonuses and then color codes based upon GDP for their country, which is not what I'm looking for. Again, I really wish there was a good way to be able to check things like, you know, resources in a region. Maybe it's just me, but that just seems like something that would actually be fairly useful. Because I would not mind conquering some states that have gold mines. But unfortunately, I don't think there really are very many gold mines in Europe, in all honesty. There was the one out here in, what was it, Kursk? Yeah, Kursk. Way out here, but that's pretty far into Russia. Let's be real here. I'm not gonna fucking conquer all the way to Kursk. Only way I'd get that is liberating Ukraine. And even then, I'm not directly controlling it. So, yeah, that's not happening, unfortunately. We're actually getting a bit of leverage against you. weekly. Not a whole lot. I don't think it offsets all of the penalties you have towards us actually getting stuff with you. Realistically, I think I would absolutely have to bankroll you to try to get you anywhere near. Unless you have a revolution. Revolution would help. You know what? I think we are going to go ahead and guarantee Japan's independence. I don't see them getting attacked anytime soon. And that's pretty pricey. Upgrade our frigates to monitors. We're gonna start funding you. One of these, I believe, showed me... I swear one of these map modes would show me... Okay, yeah, the political leagues. It's the political lens. If they had any. They don't right now. But if they had any that were relevant to us, they would. It was what, like 0.25 to 1% chance that a friendly league or lobby would show up for us. So, yeah, that's not a whole lot. But hey, we'll take what we can get. We're gonna get Japan on our side. Let's see, designed for coastal defense operations, what monitors lack in ocean-going capabilities, they make up for in cost of effectiveness, or excuse me, in cost effectiveness. Admiral Otto von Helwig has informed the Admiralty in Vienna that his fleet will keep any foes away from German waters. Sir, while it might indeed look like a cheese box on a raft, I assure you that the 15-inch guns she carries in that box of hers are no laughing matter. Okay. Sure, I guess. I'm trying to think of rule the waves, and I'm just trying to think. 15-inch guns on a monitor? Okay, I guess, technically. It's like the shittiest ship you could ever design in the game. And I think technically it would have to be classified as a pre-dreadnought to be able to fit a 15-inch gun on it. And he'd probably have to give a short range. Yeah, no, that's a shitty ship. You would never build that, realistically. Secure shores means secure commerce. Yep, France has occupied all of Britain. And Mexico is blue because they are under the control of the French. Yeah, the US really has fucked up this campaign by just failing to conquer Mexico. Oh shit, we got lots of coffee that we can import. Ammunition, fertilizer, lead, not really. Just ignore that our standard living actually continues to go down as we do things. The introduction of vessels with metal-skinned hulls represents nothing less than a revolution in naval warfare. Near impervious to traditional types of shot, Admiral Wilhelm von Tigethoff assures us that German dominion of the seas will be absolute. While wooden ships with iron men might beat iron ships with wooden men, it sure does not hurt to have the armor on our side. Whatever. Okay, that's stupid. I'm sorry, it just is. It really is. Wooden ships with iron men might beat iron ships with wooden men. Would they really, though? Also, can you elaborate on what you mean by iron men? Are we trying to say that the wooden ships have men kitted out in, you know, like full-on iron armor? I feel like that's a bad idea, but okay. And again, I don't really think a wooden ship would beat an iron ship. Especially since literally right up here you talk about how it is near impervious to traditional types of shot. But okay, we're going to take German Empire rules the waves because I don't really have a use for the other two options right now. And I don't expect to have a use for them within the 9-year time span, so I'll just take the power projection. Because it is, for lack of a better way to describe it, the least bad option. Okay, I think we sold off all of the fertilizer plants and textile mills already. And I need to find a way to, I think, improve our bureaucracy because it is actually getting kind of low, even though we've sold off a bunch of our stuff. Fishing wharves are very expensive. I thought I heard something fire, but I guess not. Ooh, I can build a coffee plant. Oh, well, it's not ours. Never mind then. Wait. Oh, okay. No, I can understand being able to build stuff in Russia. I don't quite understand being able to build stuff in the Ottomans. I feel like that's a little bit weird. Oh, I have a power block statue. Okay. Because we took it over when we conquered Silesia. Okay, sure. Whatever. That's weird to me. That is weird to me, but okay. I'll survive. What? Why do I have... Okay, well, I guess it's because it's foreign investment for that one. Well, no, that still seems weird. I don't think I have foreign investment in Spain at all. Okay. Somehow we have a banana plantation in Santo Domingo. I'm not quite sure how. We do. Brazil sides with Egypt. What? Britain, what are you doing? Okay, you're just literally gonna try to conquer most of Egypt. Okay. I'm not exactly a fan of that. Unfortunately, I can't liberate Ireland. Really? Why is Ireland not considered an option under Ask for Liberate Country? That? No. Oh, is it just because I don't have a interest up there? That might be why, actually, now that I think about it. Due to a lack of an interest up there, I'm not able to choose that option. Which I still think is weird, because I should be able to, in my opinion. But that's probably just because that's how I would do it. Ask for transfer subject, so I could choose to take. Well, as Germany, I think it only makes sense that we would want to take over, Tanganyika. It's very important that we get a sausage factory there. Although that's very expensive, and evidently Egypt would not allow me to take it because reasons that do not make any sense to me, but okay. We're gonna wait that one a bit, I think. See how other countries decide to intervene. If at all. If for whatever reason Luxembourg improves their relations with us randomly. Okay, you do you, Luxembourg. Go. Now if I said, hey, I want you to liberate Ireland, can I do that? Yes, I can. Okay. Thing is, okay. I don't have a massive navy. The Egyptians don't have a massive navy. And even if they do, it's going to probably be out of date. The AI, in my experience, really does not seem to upgrade to ironclads and whatnot. It feels like I've literally looked at some countries' navies in the late game, and it's still running around with man of wars. Yep, frigates. Now, granted, in Egypt, I can forgive them for that. They don't exactly have a massive shipbuilding industry necessarily. But here's the 7th British fleet, still running around with 61 frigates for some reason. Why, Britain? Why? 33 frigates in the 2nd British fleet and 2 ironclads. Oh, okay, they actually got some ironclads. 29 frigates in the 1st British fleet. 25 frigates in the 4th. 25 in the 3rd. 24 in the 6th. The 10th has 1 frigate and 2 ironclads. Now, I don't know if Britain maybe just hasn't researched monitors, which would be a little bit weird, but okay, I guess, maybe? Well, unfortunately, it's looking like, well, France can't join in because France just finished their last war, so they got a truce, which is a shame because I would actually love in this scenario for France to get involved. And I know how we had talked about maybe getting an alliance with the British. I suppose I should also check to see if I could get anything particularly worthwhile out of Egypt if I chose to side with the British, but I don't really think I would. No. Neither of those subjects are useful. I don't think Egypt has a large enough economy for me to really care too much about the war reps. I mean, I would love to take Tripolitania, but apparently the British have decided that no, you can't have Tripolitania, Germany, which is disappointing. And I don't really care to take just a treaty port, and then, you know, sure, I could take one in Yemen, but why would I do that. A treaty port on its own is not particularly useful to me. We may sit this one out, unfortunately, actually. Maybe when Egypt attempts to retake the land in the future, we'll back them. Assuming they do, of course. If they don't, we'll just take the rest of it, maybe. The reality is I don't care too much about taking over Egypt in many ways, but it might be something we do. There we go, that's decreasing. Now, Bulgaria, if you would just... Ooh, what did you just add? Britain, what did you just add? I don't know which one of these you just added, but I'm gonna assume it was probably the Conquer Basra from the Ottomans. See, General Aurel Vargas' personal habits. What's his personal habit? He is an alcoholic. Oh, well. Fire him. I don't care how good he is. He's an alcoholic. We don't need him. I don't really want to put somebody from the Catholic Church in charge of the army, but I guess we're going to have to do that in this scenario. Oops. Okay, so you need one more one more lancer. I keep wanting to say artillery for some reason. And then you need 15, I believe, right? Yep, 15 artillery. So 1, 2, 3. Build up a bunch of barrackses. With socialist ideas sweeping across German Empire, it should say the German Empire, the Stefix government has determined that drastic concessions to arrest its progress must be considered. There is sufficient momentum for a rapid policy change. The proletariat is everywhere, assuming a threatening attitude, and is beginning to count the ranks of its enemies, far weaker in numbers than itself, and to demand the actualization of its rights. All people are filled with a kind of premonition, and everyone whose vital organs are not paralyzed, faced with shuddering expectations of the approaching future, which will utter the redeeming word. So we can offer greater wages for their labor, so enable wage subsidies. We can pass regulatory bodies, which decrease dangerous working conditions. This is just a flat increase in welfare payments, which I don't think is necessarily my preferred option. Or we can say we will not capitulate and this will make the upper class happier. But considering how small the upper class is within our country, as a reminder, if we go to population, the upper class is 394,000 people. Yeah. The middle strata is 10.4 and the lower strata is 62.1. It should be noted that, generally speaking, the lower strata is going to be significantly more inclined to support the, let's see, are going to be more inclined generally to support the trade unions. To an extent, alongside some of the middle strata pops as well. But generally it's going to be the lower strata that are going to be much more inclined to actually support it. Obviously it does depend a little bit upon their jobs, but yeah, you know, here, machinists, 56.8% of machinists support the trade unions. Laborers, 36.1%. Both of those are lower strata. Now, granted, they're not the largest part of our political strength necessarily, but they do make up a sizable portion of the population. Clerks. They are mostly petite bourgeoisie, but the trade unions are not too far behind alongside the intelligentsia. And those are also lower strata. Interestingly, farmers are middle strata, which I feel is a bit weird, mostly just because generally when I'm thinking, when people think of a farmer, they're probably not going to be thinking of somebody who, you know, most of the middle strata professions sort of fall into the sort of, you know, you live in a city or suburb type thing. Those suburbs aren't really too big of a thing at this era. You know, you probably run a shop or work in the factory, things like that. Or some sort of office job of some sort, in the case of like the bureaucrats. Farmers don't quite fit that mold. But in Vicky 3, they are apparently considered middle strata. I don't recall what farmers were considered in Vicky 2. They might have also been middle strata there, and I just am not recalling. Admittedly, I never really paid too much attention to the population in Vicky 2. I felt like it just didn't really matter too much. If you go back and watch my Austria campaign in Vicky 2, sure, we got revolts and whatnot, but honestly, I don't really ever think it mattered in a significant way. Here, revolts and things like that happen significantly more often, so the population distribution does matter a little bit more to pay attention to. I still generally ignore it just because I'm bad at bothering to look at the stuff a lot of the times, but yeah. I think we're going to go for the regulatory bodies in this case. Just because I'm not too big on the wage subsidies, because that is a flat out welfare payment thing, which means it's going to be more money coming out because we're going to have this here. Which I'm not too big a fan of doing if I can avoid it. So regulatory bodies as a nice just general decrease in dangerous working conditions is great because it costs us basically nothing outside of bureaucracy to implement. And it decreases injuries and things like that at works, which have, you know, uses. So we're going to go and guarantee better working conditions for workers. I need more bureaucracy. Which means I need more government administrations. Okay, let's see. How much am I getting per? This is 150 taxation. That can't be right. 15 taxation capacity per. Thank you. So it'll take you down to 50, 35, 25, and that gets us positive. And I'm gonna build one more in these just because each of those are below 10. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, the trade unions are also apparently no longer marginalized. I did not realize this. Yeah, they're no longer marginalized. They actually have some power. Not that it matters a whole lot. But they're getting a solidarity. So, workforce ratio. Ratio of workforce dependence. In theory, that just means more people working, I'm guessing. Which probably has some benefits. Industrial organizers, though, I care more for because that's manufacturing industry throughput. Which is pretty useful. And throughput is the... I believe basically the ratio of what resources you put in to what you get out. So higher manufacturing throughput means you can put in the same amount of inputs and get more outputs for that same amount of input, which can be helpful for, you know, not needing to build up your buildings quite as extensively while still being able to get tons of resources. Actually, let's go ahead and get the steel rail cars first. Mostly just because they're basically done. The Fashion New Brunswick. An interesting one. I'm not sure exactly how you expect to win that. Well, I guess it's because New Brunswick doesn't actually have any troops. So I guess your expectation is that Britain is going to be too busy to get involved. Which might be a valid idea. Go and get those repeating rifles. This will actually further decrease the cost of small arms. Though it will use a lot more steel and tools. So those are going to go up. Steel's going to go up quite a bit, actually. Hardwood is actually going to go down. Oh, no. No, hardwood actually will go up a little bit. No? It'll go down. Never mind. Yeah, it'll go down. Although we're actually using less of it. Oh, no, we're using the same amount. I don't. Whatever. Let's go ahead and get that. Thank you. That's fine. Don't really care. This part actually went longer than I expected because I didn't pay attention to my timer having gone off. Let's go ahead and end this part here, and I will see you all next time. But until then, goodbye and farewell.